What's up, everybody? I'm 𝐵𝐲𝐉𝐿.
And I'm Dominic Santana.
And you're watching Worldwide Entertainment TV.
WorldwideEntertainmentTV.com, official media platform for the Legacy Park home of the new Tupac statue.
Hey guys, welcome back to Worldwide Entertainment TV. I'm 𝐵𝐲𝐿, and I am sitting here in YouTube Space LA with the very talented Dominic Santana, who plays Suge Knight in the upcoming Tupac biopic All Eyez On Me, out June 16th.
Yep.
Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. How's your time been in LA so far?
LA is always fun. This time around, though, it's a lot of press and work, but It's fun work.
Yeah, definitely. Promoting the movie and getting ready for everything. Must be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's insane.
Bro, Pop.
Big Suge. What's up with it?
Same, no same. Brought you a little gift.
For one song?
I told you it was more than just about the music, didn't I?
Man, that's what's up right there. Get all this goddamn money. Hey.
Now, in preparation for the role of Suge Knight, what exactly did you have to do? Did you research? Did you stay in character all the time, even when you were out of scenes? How did that work for you?
I did a lot of research. I did a lot of reading old articles, staring at pictures of Suge Knight, different pictures, from different time periods, watching videos, finding like old obscure videos of maybe like behind the scenes with him and Tupac, so I could see them interacting.
Right.
Outside of just what the media showed. Just listening to him talk, seeing the kind of words, his vernacular, all that stuff. And just really kind of trying to get everything down pat. And then I was fortunate because in this movie there are people involved who were at death row, who, were around and knew or still know Suge, knew Tupac, all that. So there was people there that could tell you like, no, I know him. That's, that's not how he is.
Yeah.
Or do more like this or that, stuff like that. So I had a lot of consultants, basically.
Yeah, that's good. It's always good to have someone who is close to the character or the actual person to give you pointers. So what was it like working with the rest of the crew and the cast, and had you worked with any of them before this film? I
think there was like one crew member I had worked with. Everybody else I had never worked with before, So it was pretty amazing. We all just really bonded. There was no drama, no craziness happening. I mean, outside of like, meeting timelines or weather and stuff like that. But crew-wise, that's what I think what surprised me the most was there was no drama. Usually somebody freaks out at some point on a film. It just happens, period.
Right.
But, it wasn't happening on our film set. We had a lot of fun. And we bonded a lot. And then everybody that was involved also had a love for Pac.
Right.
So everybody's mindset was like, we got to do this right.
Big Suge.
All Eyez On Me got the world shook.
There have been a number of other films and documentaries that revolved around Tupac and his story. But this one seems to be a lot more in depth than what we've seen so far. Yeah. So I'm personally excited to see that. Did that make it more meaningful for you all to actually know that this is going to be like really, really in depth and really detailed, and just hopefully to, like you said, live out his legacy?
Yeah, I was really excited and happy about that. It wasn't what, it's funny because a lot of people were, giving their 2 cents, of course, without knowing what the movie's about, like toward the beginning.
Right.
And so it's like, I saw where some people were saying things like, probably just going to show us everything we already know. And it's actually quite the opposite, So it was shot more like in the vein of like Ray, not just like Ray, but how it was, it was, you had Ray's music in it, but it wasn't focused on his music. It was focused on Ray, the person, and what all came together to make Ray Charles. And that's how this was. And then they got people, they got Oscar-winning, editor, and, just a lot of the crew, the DP, a lot of people involved were like either legends or, big names that's the thing. Like, if you look on like IMDb or see who all was involved, you'll see it's not just, you know, stars in front of the camera, but then it's like, you know, stars behind the camera.
Right.
And you get to see his interaction with his mother, and that's the other thing I love too, because people that don't really know Pac's story, they know the music, things said in music. So they know 𝐕𝐈𝐒, and they think of 𝐕𝐈𝐒 on drugs and all that,
Right.
but they don't see that she was so much more. And it was also during the time where the crack epidemic hit, you know, when he was a child. And crack wasn't viewed as, you know, now we think of people on crack like, oh, crackhead, you know. But a lot of people don't understand the history of it. When crack hit the scene, it was kind of touted like, you know, smoking weed or something like that. So a lot of people were like getting into it, not realizing down the road that this is going to really jack me up. We know that now, but in the beginning, it was like a party, you know, a party drug. Oh, this is okay. You know, and some of the stuff they were going through, especially in the inner city areas, urban areas, low income areas, you know, people, they like to forget. So people either drink, you know, smoke marijuana or whatever. And so, you know, she kind of got caught up in that whole phase like millions of other people did, and then found out too late that, no, this is really going to mess you up. And so seeing him deal, you know, seeing her before that, and seeing the bright, intelligent, activist, you know, strong, powerful woman, you know, and then you get to see where that part of Pac came from. From his stepfather, Tupac Shakur, and his mother, you know, and his aunt, Assata Shakur, and just them being involved in the Black Panthers, and just really standing up for the community and Black people. And seeing, you know, and that's why, you know, that's how you find out, you know, why Pac was so adamant about, you know, rising the people and, you know, being Black is beautiful, and, you know, that whole aspect of him.
While you were researching and preparing to play Suge, were there any details in particular that maybe you didn't know before that surprised you, or that you are looking forward to the audience seeing, besides everything that you just mentioned about Pac? Was there anything about Suge that maybe people don't know?
I think something I've been talking about a lot lately. People have this persona of Suge just from the media.
Right.
You know, so it's real negative. You know, and I think it's the residue left over from the death row era.
Absolutely.
Where, you know, he did create this persona where it was actually brilliant at the time, you know. And then I think it just kind of, you know, snowballed, you know, after a while into something negative. But the whole thing about just, you know, especially being a Black male in the 90s, owning a record label, if you were even lucky enough to make it happen, you know, a lot of times they got pushed around and told what they can do and what they can't do,
right,
and limited. But Suge's idea was like, not me, you know, that's not going to happen. And sometimes you have to do a couple extreme things to show them, like, I'm not that dude. Like, when I say, you know, if you do right by me, I'm going to do right by you. But if you screw me, then I'm going to make sure you don't want to do it again, you know. And it didn't matter if it was a corporate office or somewhere in the club or street or whatever. And that was the thing about Suge and Death Row. It's like they built that persona like, you're not going to mess with us and think it's going to be okay. But the only problem I see in that is, you know, when things kind of went downhill and Death Row fell apart, then it was like, you know, oh, now we're not too worried about it, you know, so now we can just say whatever in the media and make it all negative, you know. And then all, you know, any of the good kind of faded. You know, I learned a lot about, you know, like the celebrities, you know, that used to, because it's funny, you never, and some, I'm gonna leave them nameless, but some of them are like, you know, huge stars now, and I've never heard them ever mention anything about Suge Knight, Death Row. And then you sit and listen to the guys tell stories, and you're like, you know, some of these people, when they were in their humble beginnings, you know, chasing after Suge and, you know, being up under Suge, and, you know, spending a lot of time with Suge, and Suge taking care of them in different ways. And, you know, they really, a lot of people, you know, really mess with Suge heavy. But then after everything kind of went left, you know, they distanced themselves, they went on with their careers. But you never hear it. If I told you some of the names, you'd be like, what?
Right. And it's crazy because it was such a big part of developing them as artists and as stars.
Yeah.
And like you said, some of us just never spoken of.
Right. And, you know, from some of the women that are stars now, you know, that were chasing after them, you'd be like, her? Really? Chasing after Suge Knight?
No names, not just one?
Nah, don't get me in there. I got to see these people.
Right.
Like, really?
That's
really?
all right.
You gonna tell my business? But so and that's the nature of this business, man. Stuff go left, people try to start distancing themselves from anything that could harm their image or reputation.
Pop 24/7. It's on.
I'm gonna be there an hour tops, all right? 1 hour. Then I'm coming right back to you.
Yo, Pac, what up?
So, I have to know, if you had the opportunity to sit down with Pac for 5 minutes, what would you ask him? What would you talk about?
Man, that's a hard one. Because if that ever happened, we'd probably talk all week.
Yeah.
I think the main thing I would ask, what I would say is, I'd ask him, Pac, what would you have done different? Knowing what you know now, what would you have done different? What choices would you make? Would you still went the same way, or would you went a different way? I think that answer would be the most interesting. Yeah. Just because we didn't get to see, what his evolution was coming to, so we kind of got an idea, but we just didn't get to see it, so it's like, and he was so smart, and talented and wise. So some of the things that he got into, and some of the paths he went down, it was kind of like, why? Why? We know you knew better, or we know you knew some things around you weren't right, So what was it that made you say, hell with it, we're going down this path anyway?
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely asked him, what would you do different?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Anything else you have upcoming that you want to plug that we should be looking out for?
Working with my producer partner, 𝐿 𝐔𝐷𝐿. Shout out to 𝐿 and Podium Films. So we're working on a show called Protégé, about UFC fighters and their proteges. A show called The UC that I created. And that's producing wise. I'd also star in that show, so I'd be producing and starring. So we're trying to work with Netflix to get that on.
Nice.
Writing, trying to sell some scripts. I've sold one already before, and it got made into a movie.
Yes,
so trying to replicate.
Mr. Right, right?
Yeah, Mr. Right. Yeah, so trying to replicate that success and grow it. And then, more acting. I've kind of been holding up on the acting gigs, not really accepting anything until A, I get back down to my size that I want to be, and B, just when the movie comes out, people trying to get in, on the cheap side. Let's get them now.
Yeah.
And so,
nah.
I'm gonna make you wait. It'll make you wait. So, the good thing is, a lot of the major studios are, they're snooping around and they're asking questions and checking the schedule. So I'm like, okay, that's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
So we'll see. We'll get into something crazy.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on everything. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and all of our fans out there and your fans are super excited to see this film. I know I am. Big Pac fan.
I love the fans.
Definitely looking forward to it. And thank you again.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
WorldwideEntertainmentTV.com, aka WWE TV.
I didn't do nothing. I'm charged with being in concert with some guys. But where they at? Why me? Because I'm Tupac? No, I'm not angry at them. I'm angry at the system. I don't want nobody else to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to go to jail for something.
Why am I the only one in court right now? Why is the cameras all on me? And in the report and all these charges, I didn't do nothing. I'm charged with being in concert with some guys. Well, where they at? Why me? Because I'm Tupac. No, I'm not angry at them. I'm angry at the system. I don't want nobody else to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to go to jail for something I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be the scapegoat.
Yeah, 12 days to be exact.
12 days.
I got the call that it was official 2 days before my birthday. I got the call November 18th.
What a birthday present.
Right.
I know, that's awesome. That is awesome.
$40 million behind this young man right here, man.
Yeah, man. Is that
I know.
pressure?
Don't you
Is
wish
that
you could have
pressure?
got all that 40 mil? Be like, cut me that damn 40 million check.
I'm not tripping,
goddamn
though.
it.
See, the
I'm just kidding.
Nah, like,
but not really.
I'm just trying to get myself to where I can get 40 mil. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to use this as a platform to get 40 mil in a couple years. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a nice launching pad.
Like hundreds of people there, just all this camera. They like it just happened so fast. You know what I'm saying? It's like I never forget it. We walk in the prison scene. You know what I'm saying? I walk down that hallway, make a right. I'm looking. I'm like, oh my God, this is real.
This shit is real.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is happening right now. Like, I got the wardrobe on. I got the prison shit. I got the messed up cut. All that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, wow. Like this is happening. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looking at me, smiling, and it's just people working and moving, and walkie-talkies is going off. I'm like, man, this is wow. Like I can't believe this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then up until the point when I sat in that chair, and Hill Harper come and sit down, and I'm like, bruh, are you serious right now? Right. Like, and it's like a camera here, it's a camera there, it's a camera. It's like all these lights. I'm like, man, this is a
And you know what's great about
experience.
that? What you just said, because I seen the movie a couple of times already during the editing process, and I'm gonna tell you right now, brother, when you look at that scene you talking about, you cannot tell that that's your first time, being on set.
Right.
Major motion picture.
Right.
Cameras, lights, like you said, everything is, all eyes is on you, literally.
Just taking the good, taking the bad. Mostly good for me.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And another amazing thing that a lot of people don't know, and they will know soon, but they gonna hear first at the dinner club, is your pops actually produced one of Pac's records.
Yeah, my pops produced Toss It Up. Tupac audition with a picture and a video up to their website, along with submitting it to your Facebook and your YouTube. So, man, I waited till like the last day, I told him first of all I wasn't gonna do it. Then I was like I would do it, and then I was procrastinating the whole time. And I waited till like the last day, and I'm like, all right, come on, let's do it.
Man, you beat out a lot of dudes, man, to get this role, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I had cats all in my DM, man, auditioning for me. Like recording themselves. You know what I'm saying? Putting the bandana on, putting the mock tattoos on.
Right. And a lot of people, man, and just like known actors went out. I was fortunate to see a little bit of some glimpse of something, but like a lot of people went out of the way.
It's
like,
a couple
really
big names that I'm not gonna put on the air right now that went out for this role and didn't get it.
Yeah, man. So that's a blessing, man. And it's like,
blessings on blessings.
Yeah, like you told me, man. It's God's destiny for me. And nothing.
Oh, absolutely. You was handpicked from this role before you even decided to do it. That's the irony of it. You was playing with it like I may not.
Right.
But it was already in the cards for you.
Yeah, definitely. Especially how everything came out, man.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, just full circle. Angela, you know what I'm saying, I was going to Angela Gibbs school as a kid, not even knowing, not wanting to be an actor, going with Herm, and then all these years later, Herm would be the one who convinced me to, you know what I'm saying, go for this role. And then, not only that, I ended up with Angela Gibbs as my coach. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Like, you know what I mean? And then my father being the one who produced for Tupac.
Right.
Like I was gonna say, when I submitted the video on Facebook, I wasn't even telling that read. Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much.
I didn't even tell my pops that I was auditioning. I just submitted it on Facebook, and he forwarded it to LT, and that's how that happened.
Man, when LT first showed me the picture with you, the peripheral, she with the bandana on.
Right.
I think this was when I first moved back to LA, so this got to be 2013.
So we just moved here.
Absolutely. When I seen the picture, I said, keep it real. I said, LT, if he can act, that's the one right there. I said, if he can act, that's the one right there.
Yeah, because you can look like somebody, but it doesn't mean that you can act.
And that was always my main thing. Can he act and capture some of the essence? Right. You know what I mean? And bring that forth on screen.
Did you get any visits from Tupac? Not visits, but do you feel like playing him in a movie, did you feel like you related to him in some areas, and were there anything that you took from that experience as far as connection with him?
Definitely. Not like visits, but like almost connected to the point where I damn near feel like we was like I don't want to sound crazy, like brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I understood his life in a full, you know what I'm saying, like realm now. You know what I'm saying? Like before it was just like, okay, that's Tupac, and you heard the stories and you might have seen some of the interviews, but the deeper I dove into it, the more I read, the more I spent like nights where I went to sleep literally to his interviews. Like every single night I would go to sleep to the Christmas interview, you know what I'm saying, of his on MTV. And by the time I got to, you know what I'm saying, to set and filming, it was to the point where it's like, yo, I felt like I had damn near went through some of the stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it caused kind of a small friction of a sort with the directors and the, you know what I'm saying, the producers.
And your acting coach.
Yeah, and my acting coach. Because I'm like, nah.
You probably became Tupac. It was some of your mannerism probably was Pac, and be like, you know what, he on his Pac shit today.
I'm like, y'all wrong about this. Like, I wouldn't be cool with this. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I'm talking like I mean in character. You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
And that's what I loved about you when I first got to the set finally, and I first got a chance to meet you and see how really passionate you was about this shit. This wasn't just another gig, and I was happy that you were a newbie, so to speak. You were a new actor, because I felt like a seasoned actor or actor that has had experience, this might have just been another job for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, you could ask Angela. When I told her this, I'm like, man, this is not that at all, not even in the slightest. You know what I'm saying? You do this has to be great. And I didn't approach it as with nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, going into this job, it got to be great, and it got to be respected, and it got to be portrayed to the utmost. You know what I'm saying? I can't half-ass this at all. There's no way in the world. If there's one person on ever that's gonna do, you know what I'm saying, a movie about it, got to be done right about Pac. Period.
Without a doubt, 1000%.
You know I got to throw something on there.
Come on, Angela.
I have my show already, but it be just, I'm here, so no.
She gonna come in and
she got an open door policy up here, so you might hear again. And it ain't always gonna have to do with the All Eyez On Me or acting. She might just stop through.
That's
she got something to motherfucking say.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's how people
I just
say.
gotta say, on Demetrius' behalf, man, I never said this to you, but there was a time when I went up to your spot and we were working, and I promise you, I didn't say nothing to him because I didn't want to ruin it. I didn't want to mess with it, but I had a chill that went through me. The way you were dressed, the way you were sitting, the way you were looking, you know, the eye contact. I felt like Demetrius had left the building, and Pac, I felt like I was sitting there with Pac across from Pac.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? I saw it, felt it. And then there was another time, I won't go too deep because we have our private, confidential stuff, but I want to just say this. There was a time I saw tears in his eyes because he was feeling his pain so much.
Yeah,
as the actor. And he said, I just want to honor this man. So I'm going to cry thinking about it. So that's all I got to say. Peace.
I know that's right. But that's real though.
That's real talk, Angela.
Nah, but like I know exactly what night she's talking about. Like, that was real. You know what I'm saying? And it was because, like, and that's, I was defending him. It almost made me feel like, I don't want to say it was me, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, y'all can't do him like this, you know what I'm saying? And that's what was so important to me, is like almost to bring light to the truth of who he was and how he got to be who he was. Because everybody just got this perception of Pac, like he was wild, crazy, and you know what I'm saying, you know,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
He
did have that side
because he is a Gemini.
But the other twist of the story is that the other side to the story is that what did it take to get him there? What happened? What were the courses of life that he had to go through to get there? And my homeboy told me a quote, and I'll never forget it, and it goes perfect with this. People will always judge you by your choices, but they will never know what options you had to choose from. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's
so
right,
real.
brother. Don't drop that science at the dinner club now, Meech. You gonna have these people try to check you out now.
He got some wisdom.
This boy smart.
Cause that's what we about up here, man. You are what you eating up here. You eating that good food, man.
And you eating that good knowledge.
He just dropped something real heavy right there, man. You know what I mean? You can't judge a man until you know what he's dealing with, and that's one thing we talked about too on set. You know, you was emphatic about making sure it was understood what made him tick, so to speak. Right, and I think this movie does that somewhat. You know what I mean? It doesn't give you 100% because we'll never know all his thoughts. Right. But it does give you an insight on what made Pac. So you don't get caught up in the fact that, you know, he had days when you look at him and you be like, yo, that nigga gotta be crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they used to say. You know, one of Vibe magazine's highest selling covers was him in a straitjacket.
Right.
You know, and the title was "Is He Crazy?"
Right.
You know, because everybody during that time just thought he was just wild and reckless, and
that's what a lot of people don't know. And like I bring this up to a lot of people, especially like people that's like, oh, you know, avid, you know what I'm saying, crazy Tupac fans. It's like, okay, well, do you know who he was and how he was at 18? Go watch Pac at 18. You know what I'm saying? Go watch that innocent kid and how he was talking and what he was.
Be a good movie.